Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Akosia, and I go by AK. And today I'm going to be sharing a little bit about my experience with the CSLP program with KinderSmile Foundation. So this was around COVID, mid-COVID 2020, and I was very interested and eager to find an experience, a dental experience that would really guide me on my process and journey to dental school. So I went online, I researched, and I found KinderSmile Foundation, and there was an opportunity for me to volunteer as a CSLP student. So I quickly reached out to the coordinator, which is Dr. Herman. She's so sweet. And through that, I was brought in, and I started, helping and assisting with packaging stuff, getting things ready, because the offices were getting ready to open back up after COVID. So I really jumped in, and I was ready to go. I would help take the temperature and work around the COVID entrance area and just help and assist in any way that I can to make it a smooth transition for the reopen of the office. And through this, I met Dr. Nicole, and she saw the passion and the drive in me. I was always kind of, available. I was always willing to learn. And I really enjoyed my experience as a CSLP student, to be honest. It was something that I've always wanted to do, being able to work with patients, work with kids, and just be right there with them. As an ortho assistant, it wasn't the same, so I definitely was excited, and I think it showed. So Dr. Nicole saw that, passion that I had, and she pulled me aside and she said, you know what? You're really interested, you really want to do this, so I have another office opening up in Trenton. I'm going to hire you as a dental assistant, and you're going to work there. And I was so excited because I was going back to school. I was in college at the time, and I really wanted to have that co-curricular kind of dental experience alongside my undergrad experience. I feel like that would have set me apart, and it did set me apart. So through that, I transitioned from a CSLP student into a dental assistant. Now, that was really huge for me because as a CSLP student, I was volunteering, I was doing all of these things that were hands-on, but it still wasn't it is not the same as being in the room with the providers. It's not the same as actually assisting and suctioning. It's not the same as having patients confide in you and tell, the patients talk to me way before they even talk to the dental provider. And I felt like that really took things up a notch for me. I literally was a sponge, and I soaked in so much information. I learned about everything from the actual work that we were doing, the treatments, to treatment planning. I knew how to I probably felt like I could do a fill-in by heart based on the amount of times I assisted with a fill-in. But through all of that, I really gained some beautiful skills that I felt like I was able to talk about once it was time for me to apply to dental schools. I felt like I was more fit and I was more ready because of that experience that I had. I also want to touch on the fact that when I was assistant, I was grilling my doctors. I mean, they will tell you, Dr. Nicole will tell you, I was always what are you doing? What is the etch? What are we doing? What is going on? Because I wanted to understand things in and out. Because once you understand why you're doing something, it's more easy to do it, and it's more easy to know why you're doing it. And also as a dental assistant, setting up constantly, you start to learn about materials. You start to learn how and why we use certain things. And I felt like it doesn't hurt. There is no such thing as knowing too much information. Every single thing that I learned through my experience with KinderSmile, I felt played a role when it came time to talk about these kind of things in my interviews. And thankfully, I have been accepted into Arizona School of Dentistry. That is where I'll be attending this summer. But I wanted to touch a little bit about, what got me there. Of course, the schooling and my undergrad experience of taking biology and taking all of these classes were great to get me started. But I feel like the dental clinical experience that I got from CSLP is something that is unmatched. I'm pretty sure compared to my peers, the hands-on experience that I got, I don't think a lot of people have that kind of experience. And I tracked back into the amount of hours that I have. It's so much. So through this role, I would say to anyone that's interested in becoming a CSLP student or anyone that currently is a CSLP student, please, enjoy the process and take in as much information as you can. And that's something that the providers always told me, AK, you're going to be set by the time it's time for you to go. And I understood that, but I think now that I'm in this position now where I'm about to start school, I now really am thankful, and I look back into those experiences, and I genuinely believe that those experiences have set me up to be a great dental student now. So thank you so much. I hope this was a little bit more insightful about the CSLP student and my transition as a dental assistant. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much, Dr. Nicole.